Good morning and good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining. We'll just start in a couple of minutes. Shrikant, please let us know when we can get started.
I guess we can. It's already 3 minutes over
Okay.
top of the hour, so we can get started. So yeah, please continue. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Good morning and good evening, who all joined. Thanks for making the time. So today, pretty much, it should be quick. As we know, we have a couple of product updates. We are going to cover some of the things around the agent release. Post that, there's one agenda which we wanted to kind of cover is how the whole Google Workspace integration works. The reason being, I'm sure we did it before, but I think this time we want to do an end-to-end demo to show how things work. And apart from that, the updates to M365 assessments. And we are also planning something called the known issues page, which I'll be talking about in the last few slides. So over to Barsha for the product updates. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. So I'll start. All right. The first one is this asset risk score setting and authenticated scan. This is a new setting that we have introduced in the global settings. So what it does is today, without the setting, there are assets which on which unauthenticated scans are run, especially the assets that have been identified by the probe. So today what we are doing is that for these unauthenticated scans or those assets where credentials are not valid, we mark them with an ACE risk score of A. So this was currently not working for some of our partners, wherein they wanted that for these assets, it should be marked as something of a lower risk score. Okay, because if there is a company which has where the number of assets where unauthenticated scans are running is more, then that would also impact the company risk score. So in order to handle the situation, we introduced this setting wherein the setting is by default disabled, meaning that today whatever is the current behavior of marking these assets as A will continue to be. But for users who want the assets to be marked as NA, can enable the setting, and then once the scan runs, these assets with unauthenticated scans will be labeled as NA, and they will not contribute to the overall company level risk score. So this is all about the
Hey, Barsha, I think we lost your audio there.
Just a moment, Peter.
No worries.
right.
Barsha, we lost you for a moment. Are you back, or I'll take over the slides?
No, I'm back. If you can hear and see my slides.
Yeah, I can see.
Yes.
Please continue.
All right. So I was here on M365 scheduler. We have added that at the global and company level. I was mentioning that the scheduler that we have added for M365 It is currently operating at minimum once a day, and that can increase up to week, fortnight, in whichever manner the user wants to schedule. Okay. Next is the M365 alert list. So in the last partner call, we mentioned that we are working towards introducing almost 100 plus alerting mechanism with the M365 Security Inspector. So to let all of you know here that the high and the medium ones, the ones having the severity with high and medium, we have prioritized, and today all of them are in production. So we are almost close to about 100 alerting mechanism that we have today. We have also some of the lows done, but majorly around roughly 25 to 30 lows is what is pending and is currently in test. But other than that, we have a good list of alerts in production with high and medium severity. All right, so this again is a trending graph that the team is currently working on, and this is currently in test, wherein we have introduced these charts in the standard reports for vulnerability trending. So over the last month, how our vulnerabilities have been trending on a weekly basis. So these are the charts that we are working on. It's just first demo that I'm showing you how these charts, but we are going to evolve more with it, and we are going to introduce more charts also. We also have in place the risk score trend. We are also working on trending graphs for pending remediations. So this is again an ask from our partners, wherein we had somewhat similar data in the dashboard, but the requirement was to have all of this in a report, and that is what we are working on. So just to give a high-level overview of what we are doing with this trending graph, I have to just go over
So
the
just to pitch
screenshot.
in here, Barsha, just to, I know Ryan and Peter has spoken to a lot of partners, and we have probably reviewed a lot of the FRs around reporting and dashboards. So one of the key line items we definitely saw was the trend reports, right? So you want to see how how historically your team is doing in terms of tackling the vulnerabilities, how you're tackling the risk score, and also how what are the medium, critical, highs which have to be acted upon. And the same thing with patching, right? The mean time to patch is also something which has been requested. So one of the gaps we did have is having this data in terms of a time series database where we can kind of bring up these good reports for our partners. And I think this is the first step into kind of evolving our reporting and dashboarding over the next few months. So this is again, tomorrow, if you want to go with a presentation of how the security posture of a company looks like, right from the vulnerability trends, the patching trends, the risk score trends, all those things will be part of the report, which you can present it to the execs and also to your clients. So that's the end goal. But yeah, this is a first step. And of course, we had to collect data over a period of over a time to start showing the trends. So this is something which was a very constant feedback we saw across many of the support tickets which came in for under the feature request. So thanks to you partners, but yeah, this is the first step. Yeah, go ahead, Barsha. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, so we also made some enhancements to the Google Workspace assessment module that we have. So currently, as especially those who are using the assessment module, that we are only performing 5 compliance checks with respect to Google Workspace. So we are also working on implementing Web Scraper to additionally add the Google compliance checks. So we have successfully completed around 21 compliance check by this by implementing this Web Scraper. So what it requires is it requires a standalone exe file that will launch a Puppeteer browser to do the web scraping. So this is again a prerequisite that has to be complied to, wherein an EHC has to be installed in the machine of the client, and that will run and make all this compliance check. So once that is done, the installation of the EXE is done, you can go to the Google a module, Google Workspace assessment module, and you can run a sync. Then the application opens up and it takes around 1.5 to 2 minutes to finish all the remaining compliance checks. So a total of 21 is what we are targeting now with this additional web scraper. And this is currently in testing phase. So as soon as we make it to production, we are going to keep all of you notified on that. So this is how our findings are going to look once we have this web scraper implemented for all of you in production. So as you can see, a total of 21 checks that we are performing compared to what we have today, only for 5 compliance checks. All right, so I just wanted to quickly walk through the Google Workspace assessment. So I'll just go over to the module once and reshare my screen. So it's just going to take probably half a minute. All right, so I hope my screen is visible. So we have this module under global settings, integrations, Google Workspace, a similar way, the way we are adding other assessments like Microsoft 365, we have the credential section wherein we go and we click on add new credentials. So we give a name to the assessment, then the principal username, and select an associated company. What is important is this uploading this credential JSON. This is a configuration. This can be retrieved through a configuration that is done in the admin credentials of Google Workspace. So the admin, whoever is giving their username to configure this setup in the Connect Secure portal, there is a series of steps that needs to be performed in your Google Workspace account. So upon performing that, there is an option wherein the credential JSON gets downloaded. So that is the JSON which is required here to upload. And with that, we complete our Google Workspace configuration. So the entire steps of what configurations or what prerequisites or permissions are required in your Google Workspace account is published in Confluence. So Ryan has already done that. So anybody configuring Google Workspace can go through that entire documentation. It's very simple and easy, though there are couple of steps that needs to be performed. But once that is done, you are all set. Then you can come here, configure your Google Workspace account, finish the company mapping here, mapping to a local company, and then you're all set. So you go inside the company, and this is the findings. So here is the sync button. Again, as I mentioned previously, we are seeing 5 compliance checks, but with the Google Web Scraper implementation, we are going to have an overall of 21 compliance check. And other than that, we have jobs, we have alerts configured. So everything similar to what we have today for Microsoft 365 Security Inspector. And this is the last slide. So Vidya Madam, would you want to take this?
Yeah, so pretty much, I think one of the things we had is we did have some issues with the software which were recurring, right? So for example, there were issues around the agent registration for new trials, and there are some issues around the way the email recent code was working. So there are certain issues which the dev team is actively working on. So what we want to do is actually start putting a known issues page. so that you can look at it, and probably wherever possible, we'll definitely give you a workaround. So for example, with agent registration, we have a way where support can fix the problem, but we are working on a long-term solution. So what we'll do is basically kind of have this page. This is in more of, we have introduced the status page, we have introduced the releases page. The same way we want to have the known issues page. So any of the recurring problems will be put in here. We will try to put a workaround, but definitely, as always, we need to ensure the fixes are getting streamlined and in production. So we give a 2-week target, but sometimes the complexity becomes higher. So we kind of want to track this. This will help, of course, we being transparent about acknowledging the issue. Second is also, instead of support coming in and telling that this is a known issue, you will know it proactively, and in case there's a workaround, you can use it. So the idea was, keeping it transparent, and considering we now are on completely on V4, and we kind of have are working on a lot of infra stuff as well as the bugs. We just want to be very transparent about the issues which are happening. And the same thing with the status page. We are very clear about when incidents happen and when there is an outage. So overall, this is more of bringing transparency in terms of the communication. And my team member Ryan and Rishali are working and putting in a conference page. We should be available very soon. Okay, so I think this covers today's deck. Apart from that, we have agent release with a couple of updates today, but that pretty much in the release notes, it's there. We have added support for Amazon Linux 2 and a couple of the other OSs. So that should be rolled out pretty much in the next, I think it's already rolled out, and even Amazon Linux 2023. So those two are probably the big updates on the agent release. Okay, Shrikant or somebody
Yep.
can go over the questions.
There's a couple of questions. There's one from Steve. Steve, you want to quickly come up and, because I saw that you have mentioned it there. So do you want to quickly come up?
Sure. This is something that was years ago that was suggested in the line items. The trend reports are great for showing the overall decrease or increase in vulnerabilities. But in order for us to know that either the automated patching within ConnectSecure or our automated patching from our RMM is working at the CVE level in the vulnerabilities or in the solutions page, it would be nice if there was, I don't know if there's a possible way to do it, to show the day the patch is released, you might have 500 machines that need that patch. 3 days later, you might have 300 machines, and then 200 and 110. And that way, if you could just see a picture of the graph, you could show your client that you are in fact, that it's working. Even though the score on a lot of machines might be an F or an E, you can show them that they're slowly being worked down by the automated system.
Understood. Barsha, maybe we can take this as a feature request to say if you can add such a trending graph.
Yeah, sure, sir.
It's okay.
And it was one we had years ago.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Steve. There's the next question from James. Is there an update on the SMB protocols being flagged as a vulnerability when only V2 and V3 are enabled?
James, I would really appreciate if you go ping me the ticket numbers here. I'll take a look at it. Should not be the case. I'll have a deep eye into this. So sorry about the trouble you're facing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and yeah, I think besides that, the only thing is from Barsha is that the Google Workspace is also now supported for the on-premises version. So that's something that was missed out in the earlier update, but yeah, just to get everybody's eyes on that. So with that, I think we are pretty much done with.
I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Yeah,
This is
go
my
ahead.
first meeting, but I have like 2 quick questions that I'm sure you've answered easily like years ago. When you do remediations through, how fast should they show up in ConnectSecure? Because to me, there seems to be a lag. And I'm doing like a full scan every day. I mean, does that update right away, or does it take a few days? How quick should that be updating?
Generally, it's around 6 to 8 hours, Ken. That's
okay.
that's what in fact we've had it documented. But if you are
Okay.
facing a bigger issue, let me know that I think we'll have to look at it.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to, I was just one of those things. And then my other question is on the patch scheduler. When you do the patch job, does it like only hit once or does it try to do it a couple times?
There's a retry mechanism of 3 times.
Okay, thank you. That's basically what I thought it tried to do it a couple times. I just wasn't positive. Eric usually comes to these meetings, but he's not here today. So I'm kind of taking up on this and just some of it, I'm just learning. I just started using it the last few weeks. So that's the only questions I have for now. I don't want to hold everybody up. I know there's a KB I've been using. So
Thanks, Ken.
thank you.
All right, so appreciate everybody taking the time out. There are no further questions, so we can close for now and reconvene in the next week. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for your time. Thanks, Vidya. Thanks, Barsha.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, thanks, James. I'll get back on it.